friends. I hope you had a great weekend. I hope you're able to get out and fish. We're going to go over a couple jigs today that I know will help you this year when you're wanting to utilize a swim jig to catch more fish. Most of the swim jigs on the market are a traditional, traditional design, meaning they have a a head, of course, and a weed guard, fairly weedless. But there are times when you're on a swim jig bite, and let's say you are fishing sparse cover, you come across cover that is more, got more dense, and you're fighting your swim jig. You're getting hung up a lot. These two jigs will help you catch more fish. So the first one is this ISM Carver. I started fishing this a couple years ago. These are phenomenal swim jigs. Phenomenal swim jigs. Show you the head design here. This is a 1/4 ounce model. See the head design. Beautiful head on it. It's got red eyes. It's got a vertical line tie course. So we go deep into the here inside the head. You can see that you've got a keeper that you can thread your plastics on. Okay, I got a strand of the skirt hung in it, but you can thread your plastics on. And what makes this jig so unique is the hook on this jig moves. It moves up and down. So when you're swimming, when you're pulling and swimming your swim jig, it lets your bait, move more freely. But when you get a bite and they pop it, it seems like when you set the hook on this, it does like to roll up and stick more fish. It does have a little play left to right. So you've got movement in all directions, up, down, left, and right. So you've got a more fluid movement with your trailer, whatever choice that is, to give more action in the water. One of the ways I started fishing this was a couple years ago, and this is a little oddball, but it works, is if you're using swim baits for your trailers on your swim jigs, traditional swim baits, which this is a killer right here. This is one of my favorite traditional swim jigs. If you're using this and catching fish, there are times when you can take your swim jig and you can turn it on its side like this, okay? You can turn on its side. This is another Carver. Hook it like you would. Well, on this, of course, you're gonna be able to come full weedless. So you hook her up. You're coming through the water column. What I've learned about this, let's say you're pre-spawn up through post-spawn. You're fishing weed beds, you're fishing stump fields around docks. Throwing this in there, swimming a little bit, letting it go to the bottom, okay, and then popping it a couple times. It imitates a dying shad, dying forage, really well. It's very strange. What tripped me out on this bait was, and rigging it, not on just this jig, but other jigs, was just swimming it through the water column and getting bites. I don't know why that profile caught so many fish, but it has really got them for me. More times than not, I will swim it and kill it because I've already found the fish. I already know where they're at, so when I'm making target casts with this bait, I'll swim it up to the target. Let's say a dock post, a dock piling. I'll swim it up to the target and I'll kill it. So it'll swim right on down there to the bottom, and you just let it sit there for a few seconds, and then pop it a couple times. It looks just like a dying bait fish, dying shad, dying forage, and they absolutely smash it. In nature, whether it's a school of fish or a herd, predators are going to target the weakest link in that school or that herd. This imitates a dying bait fish perfectly. The thing I don't understand is why they hit it. It's just swimming through the water column. It's just got that action. It's got that nice action. It's got the tail thump. It's got the profile, and they absolutely smash it. I have done extremely well rigging my swim baits. This is a Berkeley Ripple Shad, laying flat like this with the top of the swim bait looking just like that. They have absolutely killed it. Swimming it, killing it. It does very well. It's a very unique swim jig, this Carver. Um, the keeper works extremely well. The hook is very sharp, and as you can see, it's not no joke of a hook. It's got some iron to it. Um, this is a very, very good swim jig that you can put in places that other people cannot fish their swim jigs. So if you're on that swim jig bite, and let's say you are, getting hung up more than you want to, and worse than that, you're getting your jig stuck, and you have to go in and get it, and now you've done spooked that area. Throughout the day, a jig like this will help you stay more efficient. It might just be 30 more minutes you get to fish, but in that 30 minutes, anglers can catch a lot of fish. I'm sure you can remember a time where in 30 minutes you slayed them. So that staying efficient like that can buy you another 50, 100 casts. It's all about keeping your bait in the water as much as possible, whether you're a tournament angler or just a weekend angler. We only have so much time to fish. So just a thought, guys, just my opinion. Okay, here's the second one I turned to. This is from Evergreen International. This is a Swimming Trooper. Can you see that? The Swimming Trooper. It's another free swinging hook. It's a little different design on it. The head is perfect. It's got the vertical line tie. It's got big eyes, which I love. Except on the bottom side of this jig, as you can see, it's got a clip holding it on there. And what that allows you to do is you can change out your hook to accommodate whatever trailer you choose and whatever hook style you choose, to be honest with you. So, if you're a Chokar angler, you want to put Chokar in there, boom. Owner, Gamakatsu, Hayabusa, it doesn't matter. You can put whichever hook you want to on there. It's a very free swinging bait, free swinging jig. As you see here, I've got a twin tail hooked up on this one. A lot of action. You just don't see that in swim jigs. A lot of action, and the thing that it's a deal breaker for me is it's weedless. As you can see how I've got that rigged up right there. So when you're on your swim jig bite, if they're on that swim jig profile and you're fighting it, and there's a lot of times I'd say, hey, that's fine, I'll fight it to catch some fish. I don't have a problem with that. Well, a jig like this Carver, can cut that down big time and can keep you more efficient. And who knows, it might help in catching that big fish. I can tell you that this came out, this is a relatively new jig, the Carver. The Swimming Troopers have been out for several years. The Carver I started fishing a couple years ago. As soon as it came out, my buddy in Japan let me know about it. Very first day I took it out, killed him on it. And I fished it just like this, with the upside down, well, not upside down, but with the swim bait laying on its side. It's got beautiful movement, guys. The only thing, and you can't have it all, but I wish you could change hooks. You can't. I don't know. I believe they use Ryugu hooks, so they're very good hooks. It's got everything about the jig is built well. But this kind of jig right here will give you a little bit more confidence when you're fishing that denser cover and you don't want to fight grass and fight wood. Not that you can't, you can do a lot with these. I love these swim jigs. These are actually my favorites. These are from Jackson Kwan. This is a Barrage Swimmer. In traditional swim bait designs, I'm going to turn to this one first if I'm fishing more open water. But if I'm getting into a thick cover and I want to just sneak that swim jig and work it through grass beds and stump fields and around docks and or brush, I'm gonna go to this one. I mean, why wouldn't you? You can text expose it if you want to. like I've got that one. If you're not familiar, just bring your hook on through the bait and then skin hook it. It'll increase your hooking percentage. So you've got a jig profile, which is proven. It's just like Ott said, Ott Defoe. That's the one bait that himself and pretty much every angler won't leave the house without, and I totally agree. You can imitate pretty much any forage that's swimming where bass swims with a swim jig, or with casting jigs, flipping jigs, or jig in general. You can cover all parts of the water column, so they are extremely efficient. You can do so much with them. The next time that you are fishing heavy cover and you are fighting the cover when you're fishing these traditional offerings, hey, check out the Carver jig or the Swimming Trooper. I guarantee you to get you more bites, and you'll be more efficient on the water. Little short video today, guys. Can't thank you enough for taking your time, spending watching my videos. I hope you have a great rest of the day. I got a lot more footage coming. God bless and tight lines, my friends.